Jesus tells us this story about two men building houses. One builds on rock, the other one builds on sand. A storm comes, the rain, the wind, the floods, and only one of the houses survive. Here's what people miss. Jesus actually tells us what the rock and the sand represents. He says that the rock is the person who hears his word and puts it into place. He lives that life. The sand, that's the person who hears his word and doesn't. So this isn't about atheism versus Christianity. It's not about who owns the Bible. It's about alignment. The rock looks like, forgiving when it would be so much easier to stay bitter, or telling the truth when a lie would benefit you, or loving your spouse even when your feelings dip, and trusting God when it feels so much safer if you just took control. In sand, it looks like making decisions based off of your emotions, or convenience over conviction, building your identity based off of money and success and approval, and saying that, I believe in God, but not living the life that God called you to live. So now the question is how do you know what your foundation is? It's simple. Where do you run to when pressure hits, when life gets hard, when things get a little bit dark? Do you run to prayer or do you panic? Do you run to the Bible or do you run to social media? Do you stay obedient or do you look for shortcuts? Pressure, it always reveals foundation. Look, here's the grace in this though. If you start thinking about that, you're like, dang, my house is built on sand. And you realize that you've been building on sand. It's not condemnation. As a matter of fact, it's an invitation, because you can always rebuild. Storms, they don't decide who you are. They just reveal what you're built on. So the real question today is, are you building on what feels good? Or are you building on what God calls you to build on?